Y'all come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in. Let's get day 3 started of the 7-day healing fast challenge. Come on in, come on in, and let's get it going. Let me pick this camera a little bit and make sure I get good visuals real quick. That way, so come on in, come on in. Let's get today started with the 7-day healing fast challenge and keep moving forward. So today is day 3. Here we go. Today is day 3. And before we get started, I'm gonna go ahead and catch us up on what we went over the past 2 days. And like I always do, for those of us that have signed up for the challenge and we have our ebooks, feel free to pull them up. That way we can just scroll right through and start digesting some of this information to better understand how to apply fasting for healing. So come on in, come on in. And I'm gonna go ahead and do a quick recap. So for day 1 and day 2, we broke down fasting as a whole. That way we can better understand the origins of fasting and how it is applied to our lifestyle. We started breaking down specific areas of fasting, such as autophagy, ketosis, autolysis, all those different things that occur while we're fasting. That way we can better understand what's actually taking place within our body and how this actually all gets applied to blood pressure issues. So, the last 2 days have been strictly about digesting the information and understanding, just the broad spectrum of fasting. We even went in between all the different types of fasting strategies, which is the intermittent fasting, the alternate day fasting. We've been talking about the water only fasting and how all these things work. And it's really important that, when you're applying the fasting strategy, you understand the ins and out of it, the ins and out of it. That way, as you're applying it to your lifestyle, you know what to expect. You understand what's actually going on within yourself, and you're better able to handle, the whole fasting process. And most importantly, you understand what fast is the best one for you to apply for your specific needs. So now we're going to get into the next chapter, which is going to be about putting it all together. And putting it all together is going to pretty much allow you to understand how everything flows. And basically, I'm going to my section right now. That way I could I can have my guide as I'm moving through it. And we're going to talk about some of the basic things, putting it all together. And this is going to be the different fasting plans that are available. So again, if you have your ebook, you should be able to pull everything up just like, see my camera's look. You should be able to pull everything up just like this. And then I'm just going to go start reading through it, and we'll be able to get any understanding. So again, before we get started, feel free to like the video, share the video, even subscribe to the page. That way you make sure you get all the alerts when I do go live talking about the different challenges that we're on. And then if you have your thing, let's go ahead and get started. So I don't know why I do this every time. I don't take the lock off of it, and it just keeps resetting. Here we go, putting it all together. So the first plan that we're going to start with is the 7-day intermittent fasting plan. So the 7-day intermittent fasting plan, this is the beginner's level when it comes down to applying the fasting strategy for your blood pressure. So we're going to talk about the basics of it, and this is how you're going to tie everything together. First step, you want to start with a 7-day plan. And this 7-day plan, of course, is going to extend further than just the 7 days, but you want to get an idea of what your 7 days are going to look like. Now, this plan is a basic plan, and this is going to allow you to enter this plan into your lifestyle, and you can tweak it the way you need to. You can reduce the days that you're doing. You can change the fasting window. You can do quite a few things, but this is going to give you the guidelines to where you should be when it comes down to applying this fasting strategy. So the first one is going to be a 7-day intermittent fasting plan for high blood pressure. The method that you're going to use is a 16-8 intermittent fasting. 16 hours of fasting followed by an 8-hour eating window. Now, all the details of this we went over the last couple of days. If you missed it, feel free to review day 1 and day 2 of the Healing Fast Challenge, and it's listed on the YouTube page as well. So again, the intermittent fasting routine, 16-8. That's going to be the first thing that you want to apply. 16 hours of fasting followed by an 8-hour eating window. The daily schedule, this is what your fasting window is going to look like. From 8 p.m. to 12 p.m. the next day only consume water during this time. Again, yesterday we talked about, you know, how some people like to consume herbal teas and coffee and supplements and all those different things. That's something that we're not on. We're not doing those things during this process because we want the best results as we move forward. So understanding that water only is always going to be the best options, and that's going to be the best option. It's going to allow the body to do what it needs to do without any potential interference from anything else that you're consuming. If you want to continue to understand further details about what to consume while fasting, feel free to check out the other video. Here we go. Fasting window, 8 p.m. to 12 p.m. next day, only consuming water during this time. The eating window, 8 p.m. Well, the eating window is going to be from 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. and you want to enjoy balanced meals with whole food ingredients, fresh fruits, fresh vegetables, whole grains, you know, all those whole foods that are going to give you the vitamins, minerals, all those things that your body needs to help build it up. And again, you're fasting with the intentions of correcting your blood pressure. So understanding those foods that you need, understanding the nutrients that are required to manage your blood pressure is going to be important. We talked about the potassium, the magnesium, the sodium, the calcium, the zinc, all those things that come into play. Yo, y'all get out of the kitchen, please.
Okay.
Close it up, get out. Close it.
Okay.
Hurry up and close it. You're wasting water. Close it.
I'm trying.
Close it, leave the mess, get out. Put it down. Put it down. Put it down. Out, please. Thank you. Apologies. So here we go. Here we go. Back to it. The eating window, 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. You want to enjoy balanced whole food ingredients, fresh fruits, fresh vegetables, nuts, seeds, whole grains, and understanding the nutrients that are important when it comes to regulating blood pressure is part of this journey, because you want to make sure that you're consuming those foods that are going to give you that the body's going to be able to use to correct any deficiencies that could possibly be contributing to the blood pressure problem. And we talked about the potassium, the magnesium, the calcium, sodium, and zinc, all those things that are part of this process, along with the antioxidants that help fight off the free radicals and things like that. So for the day-to-day guide, from day 1 to 7, it's really simple. Just from 8 p.m., you want to begin the fast. Drink nothing but water. So your fast is going to start at 8 p.m. at nighttime. Shut it down. Shut down your eating window. Nothing else is coming in after 8 o'clock. And this is going to allow for your body to kick things off. To 12 o'clock the next day, you want to break the fast with a nutritious meal. Focus on the whole grains, healthy fats, plenty of fresh fruits and vegetables, and incorporate those in abundance. And this is going to allow your body to have the building blocks. When you're in that fasting window, your body's going to be breaking down everything that is already in there, along with those nutritional storages that are built up. It's going to be breaking those things down and utilizing those storages. So when you're replenishing your body during the eating window, you want to make sure you're giving your body the right tools to build with. Because if you're not giving it the tools to build with, then it's going to slow down the whole healing process. So make sure that you're giving your body the nutrients that it needs, especially specific to blood pressure challenges. And this is going to allow for your body to have what it needs, expedite the process, and build and start correcting things more efficiently. 12 p.m. to the next day, break the fast. Throughout the eating window, consume these balanced meals and healthy snacks, you know, nuts, seeds, fresh fruits, those things. And you want to emphasize on those heart healthy choices that we spoke about. Now, at 8 p.m., so from 12 p.m. to 8 p.m., that is your whole eating window. So between that time frame, you want to make sure that you're eating enough food and making sure that you're eating those healthy foods. And this is going to help guide you through, because once 8 p.m. comes again, you want to shut it down right then and there and not have to worry about anything else. Simple as that. No more food coming in, your body's shut down. One of the biggest things, or the biggest habits I see that people do, is that they don't get enough food in and they start to stretch their eating window. They start to stretch the eating window a lot longer. So instead of shutting it down at 8, they start to be like, oh, well, I'm gonna just go to 9 and I'll make it up the next day. That's starting bad habits. You don't want to do those things now, because when you start doing that, you start disrupting the process and disrupting just your own ability to be consistent. So the more consistent you can be throughout this process, the better the results will be, and the more in alignment your body will be with what you're trying to do. So again, the fasting window from 8 p.m. to 12 p.m. and the eating window is from 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. Next up, the potential symptoms and the guidance the potential symptoms you experience, and some guidance along the way. So headaches are common, especially if it's something new to you. You may experience headaches, but this is the one thing that you should understand, is that those headaches will come and go. They come in waves, and they come for 10, 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes here and there, and it goes. And this is just a sign of things moving along throughout your body. Your body's breaking down toxins, they're in the bloodstream, and they're flowing on their way out. And this little headaches and irritability, these things start to pass through. But understand that when this happens, the best thing to do is to see yourself through these processes. A lot of people like to go and reach for Tylenol and Advil, or, oh, I can't do it, I need something to eat. Just go through the process. You have to understand what's happening and go through it. These headaches tend to be very mild, and they come and they go. And the better you allow your body to go through these things, the more they'll start to ease up and become less and less and less until they're completely out of your system. But if as soon as you get a headache and you jump ship and say, hey, I gotta eat something, or let me consume this because I don't feel good, you can't just bail at the first sign of discomfort, because you have to remember, you treated your body a certain way for an extended period of time, and you're now trying to reverse these things. So all that feel good stuff that was happening while you were eating, now you're getting out that feel bad stuff that's coming from those bad dietary choices. So understanding that this is a process, and sometimes you will experience symptoms. Everyone's symptom is going to be different. For myself, I've had headaches mildly come and go. My mother never experienced a headache. And it's different things. I had a partner that experienced excessive mucus just coming out both ends. It varies depending on your body, your lifestyle, and the things that you're currently aligned with. So understand that everyone's symptom is going to be different, but being able to recognize them, see yourself through them, is going to be very, very helpful. So headaches is one of the main ones. Next one is going to be nausea. Some may experience nausea during fasting. Here I got it listed: drink herbal teas or water with a splash of lemon may help. If nausea continues, consult with the healthcare provider if it gets really, really bad. This is the one thing that you want to understand. If you feel nauseous during fasting, it's completely normal. You should not feel sick. Feeling sick is a warning sign of something else going on. And when I say feeling sick, feeling like you're gonna pass out, feeling like you're about to throw up and feel vomiting and all those heavy symptoms, those are warning signs that you're pushing your limit too far. The best thing to do is simply break your fast and understand the process and start over again. Because typically, let's say if you're dealing with blood sugar issues, when you break that fast, if you're dealing with blood sugar issues, if you're fasting, your blood sugars have the possibility to run too low. And in day 1 and day 2, we spoke more specifically about these challenges. I'm not going to go back too deep into them, but understanding what your umbrella is to help yourself get out of this, your safety net rather, and also just being able to follow those same strategies. We talked about the 12-hour fast, the 14-hour, and the 16-hour, just building ourselves up. That's going to give you better guidelines of how to manage it. But the main thing is, during fasting, you should not feel sick. And understand, this sickness means like really, really bad, about to pass out, uncontrollable symptoms. Regular symptoms are fine, but feeling sick is something that requires that you break your fast and get a better understanding of what's going on. Because clearly that means you reached your limit. And this goes back to several different things that we spoke about previously, but you don't want to go over your limit, because once you go over your limit, you subject your body to different dangers that you may not be prepared to handle at that moment. Next one is going to be fatigue. Feeling tired is normal while fasting, especially at the beginning. Ensure adequate rest and avoid strenuous activity during the fasting period. So ideally, this is why the majority of the fast is mostly done at nighttime, from 8 p.m. to roughly 12 p.m. this is where your body's resetting and rejuvenating and basically cleaning up and eliminating through this whole process. Through this whole process. So understand that fatigue is something that will pop up during this time frame, and it all varies from individual to individual. I've never experienced fatigue during the intermittent fasting strategy, specifically what we're talking about. But if you're someone that's new to it, this is a great possibility. So understanding how to approach it, making sure that you stay hydrated, those things is going to be really important. Hunger pains. Hunger pains. Hunger is expected, especially in the first few days. And drinking water is going to be the best way to move through it. So having a little bit of water during this process is going to allow for you to push through this thing. One of the easiest things that you can do is just keep yourself busy. It's simple as that. Stay busy. Keep yourself motivated. Understand your why, because you're doing it for a reason. And your why, if you understand why you're doing this, this is going to allow you to stay strong through the process. And if you have a big enough why, you'll definitely see yourself through it. If your why is, man, I'm working on getting off these pharmaceutical medications, I think that's big enough. What do you want? You want to eat a sandwich, or you want to get off the medication? And, don't let these little light hunger pains that are going to come because you're not eating at the same time you typically do disrupt this whole process. Because what's going to happen, they're going to come, they're going to go. And once your body adjusts to what you're doing through the fast, they will leave completely, and you won't have to worry about these things. So understand that hunger is going to come in waves, especially during intermittent fasting. Allow it to pass. It's going to come, recognize it, and let it go through. Like, yeah, I'm hungry right now, but I got these goals I'm pushing towards. I need to. I got 3-4 hours left. Let me go find something constructive to do. Let me go, do something else with my time and allow for this time to pass. But do not give in to those hunger pains, because that's just your body being on this cycle of constantly eating during this time frame. Simple as that. It will come, it will go. Allow that to happen, but recognize it and move forward. Last thing, dizziness or lightheaded. If this occurs, it may be a sign to break the fast. That's one of those same things. You're feeling sick, you're lightheaded, like you're about to pass out. Break your fast. It's not worth pushing past those types of things. Break that fast, better understand what's going on, and this will allow you to keep moving forward. And usually, again, when this happens, you've reached your limit on how long you can fast. So let's say you're trying to do this 16-hour intermittent fast, and you get to 10 hours and you start feeling lightheaded. Break it. It's fine. 10 hours is great. There's no optimum amount of time to fast. 10 hours is a great fast. But now you know where your limit is. Now that you've reached your limit, go ahead and work at 10. And because what's going to happen as you get used to doing these 10-hour fasts, that 10 is going to turn to 11, that 11 is going to turn to 12, that 12 is going to turn to 16, and you're going to get better with the consistency that you're putting forward. So do not feel defeated if you only could do 8 hours, 10 hours of fasting. That is great, especially just getting started. Because one thing about it, you're currently doing something that the majority of people are not doing when it comes down to their overall health. So being consistent and documenting your journey is going to allow for you to see your way through this process. So 10 hours is great. Just make sure that you're staying safe during this process. And if you feel any of these symptoms, evaluate yourself, make the adjustments, and keep pushing forward. It's as simple as that. The main thing is to stay within your limits, and this is going to allow for you to get through it. So additional considerations while fasting. Regularly check your blood pressure levels to ensure that they're within a healthy range. Taking your blood pressure while you're fasting is going to be something that's pretty dope to do, because you're going to see how your body responds during this process. The ideal time to take your blood pressure is first thing in the morning before you take your medication. And if you're still through that fasting process, take your blood pressure. Simple as that. Go ahead and take your blood pressure and check it out and see where you're going. And as you continue to document your journey, you are going to be able to see how the fast is helping you. You're going to see it through the blood pressure. You're going to see it through the scale. You're going to see it through, some of your cravings and things like that. You're going to see things changing, and it's going to help motivate you and keep you moving forward, because you're seeing in real time everything that's happening on paper. I remember through my first fasting journey, I was seeing my blood pressure like 130, 145 over 93. And then it was coming down 130s, 120s. And I'm like, oh crap, I'm getting some progress. This looks good. And then now I started like, okay, if I do this for another week or so, boom, I should be in this range here. And I just kept watching, and that motivation stayed there. Nothing in the world could have pushed me off that path, because I'm seeing what I wanted to see through my numbers. And I know what I'm doing. I'm fasting. I'm eating a health promoting meal. I'm getting all these nutrients in my body that are keeping me in alignment. And I'm watching the trends. When you're watching the trends and you can see what's going on, you see those numbers coming down, you see that scale moving. That's all the motivation you need, baby. Tell you just like that. Now you lose 15 pounds in a week or 2 weeks. What else motivation you need? Man, I do this again, I'm liable to lose 20, 30 pounds. Oh yeah, I'm back on it. It's as simple as that. Like, that's all the motivation that you need. But make sure that you're documenting your journey, and that's going to keep you right. Next up is going to be staying hydrated. Drink plenty of water during the fast. During the fast and during the eating window. Now, this is one thing that we should understand. There is no set amount of water to drink. You don't have to drink a gallon of water. You don't have to just consume water all day. No, drink when you're thirsty. If you're not thirsty, don't drink. Easy peasy. It's thirst is body language, and I talk about body language all day. Thirst is body language. When your body's thirsty and it needs to hydrate, it will tell you. Just like when you're hungry, your body say, I need food, it will tell you. Thirst is body language. If your body's not saying, oh man, get something in there, then you don't need to drink anything. It's as simple as that. So don't force yourself to drink a gallon of water, because two things gonna happen. You're gonna be in the bathroom pissy, or you're gonna end up flushing out all these extra electrolytes that your body has because you in the bathroom pissy. It's as simple as that. So make sure that you're just simply drinking when thirsty, and this is gonna allow you to stay the course. And drinking during the fasting window and during the eating window, stay hydrated. Easy peasy, nothing to think about. No bigger strategy than just listen to your body. If you're thirsty, drink. If you're not thirsty, then cool. No big pressure. Next one, avoid overeating. When you break your fast, break it gently, but don't gorge. Don't be like, oh, I'm dying. I was waiting for 12 o'clock to come. Eat all the food I can get. Don't do it that way, man. Be gentle. Don't overeat. We know we broke it fast and you was ready to consume. Break it fast appropriately with the strategies that we spoke about, but don't over consume, because now you're putting all this excess pressure on your digestive system and your body in general, and that's just going to create imbalance. And you don't want to do that. Just make sure you just gradually ease into it, eat the right health promoting foods, and this is going to allow you to move forward in in the right direction. Lastly, if you experience persistent symptoms or specific dietary needs, just get on the phone and call your doctor and just, hey, I feel crazy, or I don't understand what's happening. Just call a doctor, call a medical professional, and get some better understanding. But this is something that rarely happens. Again, once you understand your limitations and what you can do, it usually doesn't have to get that far, because again, if you adhere to the symptoms that we spoke about and you follow the strategies that we spoke about in day 1 and day 2, you'll never get to that far end of the spectrum, because it's about finding the fasting strategy that's appropriate for you. That way you can maneuver through the system and get things done efficiently. And again, if you guys have any questions, feel free to drop it in the chat. That way I can answer them to keep us moving. This 7-day intermittent fasting plan offers a structured approach to fasting for individuals with high blood pressure. By following the 16-8 method and focusing on hydration and a balanced plant-based nutrition, participants may experience potential benefits related to blood pressure management. Again, this is all about getting to an alignment, and this is the first strategy that's here. Now, this is the strategy that's best appropriate for individuals that are taking medication. That way, you don't have to worry about not eating all day like these other fasts that we're going to talk about in a second. The intermittent fasting is entry level. You're taking medication. Don't matter if you're taking one medication or 10 of them. Intermittent fasting is going to work best for you. Follow the strategies that we laid out, and this is going to allow for you to move forward. Number 2, 7-day alternate day fasting plan. We're going to break this one down. That way you can understand how this goes. So the method is going to be alternate day fasting. You want to alternate between fasting days and regular eating days. We went to further details about this in day 2. So if you want to get deeper into alternate day fasting, please go see the day 2 video. But I'm going to go down to the guideline right here. That way you can understand what is what. And excuse me if it's a little bit repetitive, because a lot of the things kind of go side by side with the last thing we broke down. So the fasting on a fasting day. So again, you're alternating days. One day you're eating, one day you're fasting. Excuse me. On a fasting day, talk too much, man. On a fasting day, you want to consume only water for 24 hours. Simple as that. Water only. Nothing more, nothing less. And I actually see an error right here. I put 24 hours. It's actually 36 hours. Make sure I make the note of that. So consume only water for 36 hours. That's going to be a 36-hour fasting window. That's going to be there. On the eating day, you want to eat a balanced meal. You don't want to just gorge and eat whatever you want, because that's going against what you're trying to do. So on the eating day, you want to eat enough food, but you want to eat enough of the health promoting food. You still want to adhere to a health promoting diet, because if you're fasting and you're eating crap, you're giving your body crappy building blocks. You want to build your house out of bricks, or you want to build your house out of straw. Like, you got to pick what you want. And those healthy eating habits are going to allow you to have bricks to build a nice resilient body in order to correct the blood pressure issues. If you're eating crap, you're just spinning in a circle, chasing your tail, and seeing some results that are not going to be sustainable to help you correct those underlying issues. So the foods that you eat during your eating window are going to be very, very important. And if you've been in all the other challenges, please refer back to the Pressure Purge Challenge and the 7-day fruit and salad challenge. That has a lot of details about those foods that you should be consuming to help push you forward. Just like when we started those challenges and we were seeing those great results with 12 pounds lost here, 10 pounds lost there, getting off the blood pressure medication just by simply doing these things. This is going to continue to be in alignment with everything else there. Because again, even though I'm labeling these challenges as 7-day challenges and things like that, it ain't nothing 7 days about this. This is a lifestyle. You're taking 7 days to learn it, but it's nothing 7 days about it. You want to compound these strategies to build on your lifestyle. You start with the fruit and salad, the pressure purge, the fit for life, and the fasting. These are all strategies that you're taking the time to learn how to apply to your lifestyle. And what's happening is that every level, your body's getting better. You're hitting different areas and you're improving and you're cleansing and allowing for your body to change. And we're seeing that in different areas, starting with the weight, starting with your overall BMI, starting with your your blood pressure, going into the cholesterol levels, the amount of medication you're taking, the blood, like, it's all coming down. Like, no one that's been in this challenge and in these challenges that have been consistent haven't gotten results one way or another. And it's really, really important that we also understand that everybody is different as well, because that pressure purge challenge might have did wonders for this individual over here, but Joanne on this side might not have got the same results. Reason being, she had other issues that were fueling her blood pressure problem. So we have to understand, blood pressure issues are not one size fits all. It's different issues and different things that are triggering. That's what makes it so complicated. And that's why you have to dive into your lifestyle to understand what you're doing and how it's influencing the blood pressure issue. And the better you understand what these things are, then you can apply those tactics and strategies to turn over those stones and get these issues cleared up. And this is how you consistently build the body up to correct those problems. So again, the fasting day, 36 hours water only. The eating day, make sure you're eating the right foods. Day one, actually it's pretty repetitive, sorry about that. Day one, just enjoy those foods. Day two, water on that day. So those 7 days that you're implementing them, you just want to alternate between the days. Day one, day two. You eat this day, you fast that day. Eat this day, fast that day. And make sure that you're consuming water only during that fasting time. The alternate day fasting strategy is for someone that's familiar with fasting, that has done it before, and that understands their body and like, okay, I'm used to doing intermittent fasting. I'm trying to level up a little bit more and I can handle a longer fast. And this fast here is ideal, especially when it comes down to hitting autophagy, ketosis, autolysis, all those things consistently, because you're going through a 36 hours fast. And these things typically kick off around 18, 24 hours, depending on the individual. And that's where a long scale healing is starting to occur. So alternate day fasting is for a more seasoned individual that, maybe faced with these challenges, but has the ability to fast more consistently and get these things done. Ideally, a simple 15-day alternate day fast will give you some great results. 30 days is amazing, but 15 days will give you some great results, and you will look like a new person coming out of that alternate day fast. And I got a few testimonies about that, man. I wish I had like a PowerPoint to like put up these pictures so y'all can see. But it's it's amazing what fasting will do for you, man. People come out looking like a new individual. And the beautiful part about it is that if while you're doing your if during your eating window you're doing those health promoting things along with creating more movement for yourself and you're sleeping better and doing those things, it all comes together. And then boom, when you come out of that fast, you will gain a little bit of weight back, but you will still sustain those core results that you got from this process. And it's a beautiful thing. Trust me, watching the person lose 30 pounds in 2 months and things like that, man, that's game changer, man. Like it's crazy. And the thing is, same thing, just like this individual, like, man, I can't do that. And I'm not sure. I'm like, well, give it a try. Why? What you not too sure of? Well, I just never heard of it before. That's an excuse. Don't give yourself excuses. You know, look at the bright side. Look for the beauty in these things. What happens if you do this for 15 days, 30 days? What happens at the end? Imagine what the end of the road looks like. You know, it might be challenging. Yeah, that's why it's called a challenge. And you're stepping up to do something different from what you've been doing. And that's how you get results. If you keep doing the same thing, expecting it to change, that's insane, right? You change up your strategy, find something that fits what you're trying to do and apply that. And this is what's going to get you over the hump to correct those internal issues that you're dealing with. And next up, we're going to turn the page. Boom. Here we go. Potential symptoms. All those symptoms are basically still the same. They come and go. Some may be on a higher scale than others. The headache, the nausea, the fatigue, the hunger pains, and things like that. But the same rules still apply. Make sure that you know you shouldn't feel sick while fasting. If you feel sick, shut it down and reset. Shut it down. If you did 10 hours, feel sick, shut it down. That's cool. Go the rest of your day, keep going, eat all the way until 8 o'clock, and then boom, now you know, hey, I'm a 10-hour faster right now. I can't do anything more than 10 because my body's telling me that it's over. That's fine, you know, that's normal because again, everyone is going to be different. Some people can do 10 hours, some can do 24 hours. Some people with blood sugar issues can do 24 hours, 36 hours. Everyone is different, and that's what makes it a little challenging in some areas when it comes down to understanding fasting as a whole. Your body responds to everything that you do, and basically you live in a certain type of lifestyle will dictate how your body responds to fasting. But ultimately at its core, you're still getting the healing benefits from it. It's just in you, it's showcasing a little bit different. Next up is going to be the last fasting strategy, which is going to be the 3-day water only fast. And the reason I listed as 3-day water only, because 72 hours is like the best type of fast you can do comfortably without any big symptoms. Reason I say big symptoms, because when you go longer than 72 hours, your body will uncover anything that's that you're dealing with that you might not even be aware of. And if you're not being properly supervised and have an understanding of how to handle these things, it can be scary. And, you know, it can deter you from even ever trying to fast again. I had a client that had some acid reflux issues, and she went on a 72-hour fast. She didn't know she had the acid reflux. Well, she knew she had it, but she still pushed through it. And what happened was it uncovered exactly how excuse me, it uncovered exactly how bad it was. And it got to the point where we were sitting there, okay, you got to make a decision. Like, you want to go to the doctor and get all band-aid up, or you want to relax and see it through? Because she originally planned for the 72 hours. She went through and she broke her fast, and then boom, all hell broke loose. My advice was, hey, 8 hours of like fasting again. She took off work the next day and she rested, allowed for her body to regroup and come together. And during that resting period, she felt a whole lot better. But what happened was she needed to make specific changes when it came down to how she started back consuming food. And this what really helped, because even though she tried to consume like fruits and stuff while she was breaking her fast, the acidic nature of the fruits that she was consuming, like the oranges and stuff like that, it backfired. And that's like those things that, you know, when you're sensitive in certain areas, your body's going to respond to it. And the response that she got was, hey, I'm not ready to consume anything. And we had to dial back, do fast a little bit longer to push everything out, and she got some great results from that, because ultimately as she moved forward, that issue subsided. And the original reason that she was fasting, which was for her some other internal issues that she was dealing with, she was able to get some results that helped her continue to move in the right direction. So when it comes down to water only fasting, 72 hours. Keep it simple. And this is for those individuals that are seasoned fasters, that are that have the support that they need to do so, that can follow the right guidelines, because water only fasting and guidelines are completely different from intermittent fasting guidelines. When you follow those guidelines, this puts you in a position to actually win. Water only fasting, you don't want to be walking around going to Walmart, going to church, chasing kids around. That ain't what you're trying to do, because again, you're wasting energy. You need to sit down and rest and allow for your body to utilize that energy appropriately. Because if you're out and about while you're fasting, your energy levels may be stable, but boom, they're gonna drop and go, because your body requires energy or nutrients or calories rather to be efficient. But when there's nothing else in there and you're out doing things, pop go the weasel and boom, you're coming down. Like, it's simple as that. Nothing's gonna stop it. And that's why it's best to be at home resting, watching documentaries, educating yourself about the problems that you're dealing with, resting up, detoxing the house, detoxing your phone, cleansing, basic stuff like that, getting yourself in alignment as a whole. So that water only fasting strategy, it's important that you just relax. Ideally, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, that's the typical days that I always choose. Your days may be a little bit different based off of what you have going on, but choosing those days consistently, those consistent days right back to back to back, that's going to allow for you to get those 72 hours of fasting in and get the best results through this process. Everything's going to click, autophagy, autolysis, ketosis, all those things are going to happen, and you're going to see those results. And one of the best things is this: the most unhealthiest people, when they do a 72-hour fast, they get the best results. You're talking about losing 6 pounds, 10 pounds in 3 days, like easy peasy. Like, it just falls off like water. Like, it just, boom, just hits and it's gone. And what happens is, like, when you come out of that and you continue with the health promoting strategy, you'll be able to sustain it. But all you have to do is go for it again, and then do it again and do it again. And you're doing something that's going to allow for your body to continue to change. So this is why, applying these strategies and being consistent with them is going to be very beneficial for your overall health. Yeah, so when it comes down to the day-to-day guide, pretty much basically as it is, on day 1, 2, and 3, it's going to be consuming enough water. We talked about the type of water to consume in day 2. Make sure, if you want to get deeper into understanding this fasting, either have your ebook or go back to day 2 and check it out. That way you can understand what water you should consume, how to break the fast, all those different things. But for those 3 days water only fasting, water only. That's the method that we roll with. Some people like to do teas and coffees and things like that. That's cool. I'm not knocking it. But for the best results, water only is going to be there. Again, I spoke about how, when you consume coffee, there's caffeine and all those other things. Matter of fact, I don't even want to get into it. Check out video day 2, because that's a whole nother conversation that we already had. Day 2 is going to help you better understand those things. When it comes down to the symptoms, all the same rules apply as well. You just want to make sure you're able to adhere to it and understand your body as you're moving forward. Same thing, when you're starting your fast, make sure you're taking your blood pressure, make sure you stay hydrated, make sure you're breaking your fast with the appropriate foods and those things like that. So here we go, back to the breaking the fast part. This is going to be one of the most important things, and this can work with all 3 strategies. Now, the thing about it is this: when it comes down to breaking the fast with intermittent fasting and alternate day fasting, the thing you should understand is that you're not deep into the fasting cycle, so you can use some of the foods that you consume to break your fast can be, adjusted. As long as you're eating whole foods, that is going to be great. But you don't want to break your fast with heavy foods and things like that. The lighter the foods, like fresh fruits and a smoothie or coconut water, those are all going to be great items to break your fast with, because again, during this time frame, your digestive system is resting. And when your digestive system is resting, and all of a sudden you just pop in some heavy meals. You got kale, quinoa, all this stuff. Then the digestive system on break, and then you drop this in. It's like, oh, I got stuff to do, and these are things that need a little bit more digestion, and it could just upset you a little bit, and that's what you want to avoid. Because what's the point of fasting? I break my fast, eat something, and then my stomach hurt. Like I'm like, man, I ain't trying to do that no more. There's something wrong. Yeah, there's something wrong. You ate the wrong food. That's what's wrong. So understand that when you're resting your system and you're ready to get it back going, break your fast with something gentle. Coconut water is a great thing. Having a smoothie, that's something that can work as well, because you're putting some nutrients in, and then it allows the body to be like, hey guys, we got some work coming in. Y'all come back to where y'all supposed to be. Let's get started. And then the body just going to crank back up and starts doing what it needs to do, versus everybody just hanging out chilling, and then boom, a big load comes in. Now your body's scrambling and trying to figure stuff out, and that's where the discomfort comes from. So fresh fruits, coconut water, smoothies, things like that are gentle are gonna be the best right out the gate. So just be mindful of that when you're breaking your fast. Any fast, alternate day, intermittent, specifically water only. Yes, you want to be a lot gentler because you're going a longer period of time without consuming anything. So 72 hours of not eating anything, you want to make sure you get it crunked up. And then what happens is, actually after you get it going, say an hour or two after, then you start incorporating some other foods in it. But again, if it's a longer fast, you want to make sure you get more gentle foods in first, and then add something else in heavier afterwards. So it all depends on the length of your fast. But for the intermittent fasting, simply breaking it with something gentle is always going to be best, and then just rolling into everything else afterwards. Same thing for alternate day fasting, but water only fasting specifically, keep it nice and gentle, and then get yourself going, and your body will tell you when it's ready for something else. Breaking the fast is a delicate process that requires careful consideration and mindfulness. After a period of fasting, the digestive system needs to be readjusted to introducing foods. Gently is essential. Fresh fruits, rich in natural sugars and water content, are the ideal choice for breaking the fast. Then it goes on again about the coconut water, electrolytes, and all those other cool things. And avoiding those heavy foods. We talked about the greasy and the processed foods as well. All those things are all broken down inside of here for you to better understand. Here we go, a journey towards healing. Dear reader, this is how we wrapping it up. Dear reader, embarking on this journey towards better health is a courageous step, one filled with hope, determination, and the promise of transformation. High blood pressure and chronic diseases may feel like insurmountable challenges, but remember, the path to healing is within your grasp. Your body is a remarkable vessel, capable of renewal and resilience. By embracing the wisdom of fasting, nourishing yourself with intention, and honoring your body's innate ability to heal, you are unlocking a profound connection to well-being. May this ebook serve as a guide, a companion, and a source of inspiration as you navigate the complexities of health and wellness. Believe in yourself, trust the process, and know that you are not alone on this journey. Stay strong, stay committed, and let the healing begin. Your health is worth fighting for, and the vibrant life you seek is waiting for you. Embrace it with open arms and let the transformation unfold. Now, for those of us that have our ebook, go inside, check out your ebook, and go through your fasting strategies. When you go through your fasting strategies, learn them, understand them, and figure out how they work for you. That's all your homework is. You understand how they work for you, plug and play, and work them into your lifestyle, and make sure that you're consistent with this process. One of the best things that you can do to not overwhelm yourself with fasting, start off with 3 days. Say, hey, start off with intermittent fasting and start off with just 3 days. Say, okay, I've never fasted before, so I don't want to just say I'm going to do 7 days of fasting, because that might be too much for me mentally or physically or with my schedule. It might be some humps that you might not be aware of. Start off with 3 days. Say, okay, I'm going to fast on Monday, I'm going to fast on Wednesday, and I'm going to fast on Friday. Those are 3 days that you can say, all right, I'm committed to 3 days a week at least. When you do that, at least you know that these are my fasting days and I need to show up for myself there. And if you can show up for yourself for those 3 days that week and start to see what it looks like, now you can continue to build. I did 3 days last week. Maybe I did 3 days again the following week. Maybe I could do 4. Let me see what the 4th day looked like. Yeah, I did it. It went great. Okay. I'm gonna do 5. I'm gonna do 5 days of intermittent fasting, or maybe I could do 7 now, and then you build, man. It's like just build. It's all about gradual progress. You want to gradually progress to where you want to be. It's not a race. Everyone is different, and our body's gonna respond differently. But having a strategy that aligns with you is gonna be how you get to the end goal. So understanding gradual progression is a win, day by day. Win. And you know how you win? You win by showing up for yourself. I can't show up for you. Your brother can't show up for you. Your husband can't show up for you. Your wife can't show up for you. You have to show up for yourself. And you show up for yourself by documenting your journey and understanding your why. If you understand why you're trying to do this, and you firm in your why, and you believe that this process can work for you, show up for yourself. And it's going to be pitfalls. It's going to be mistakes. Things are going to happen. Nobody's perfect. Nobody, not even me, not nobody. Nobody's perfect. But showing up consistently, and when you fall, get back to it. Because I can guarantee you, if you're documenting your journey, you're going to see your mistakes. You're going to see where you excel at. You're going to see everything that's going on, and this big old puzzle is going to start to come together for your health and wellness. And this is how you create a blueprint of what you're trying to accomplish. So documenting your journey, understanding the pathway is going to be the best way to get to the root cause of your blood pressure problem. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. I didn't see any pass through, so that's pretty cool. And today, we actually went through the ebook a lot faster than I expected. I guess I just ran through it the last couple of days, but that's cool. So what I'll do is I'll put together something pretty cool for tomorrow. Exactly what? Not too sure. Maybe I'll tell a little bit about my story and my journey with fasting, because I got quite a few pictures and things like that I would love to share with you guys, because man, it's a great process. I got pictures, I got some more testimonies from other individuals that did it. That way I'm not just using myself. I got other people that I coached through these processes that were able to get great results. And when I say great results, I mean they got off medication, they corrected their diabetes, they lost 30 pounds, they lost 20 pounds, all these things by simply understanding the process. And again, when it comes down to it, it's no tricks, it's no gimmicks. It's just simply understanding what to do and showing up for yourself to do it. I'm not selling you anything. I'm just giving you the information that's going to help you get yourself in alignment to do so. It's all up to you to put it together to make it work for you. That's the big difference maker. And one thing I like to say is change doesn't happen by chance. It happens when you make a choice. You make a choice to do better and to get better. Oh, it's gonna come together. As simple as that. No questions asked, because you're showing up for yourself, and you're seeing yourself through the process. So tomorrow we'll be back here, and I want to say this also. We're gonna be back at 7:30 instead of 8:30. I hope that aligns with everybody's calendar. But 8:30 just seems a little bit late, and I think the reason I like to do 8:30 is because I like to try to get the kids down in bed. But my daughter, she went out to do some things with my sister earlier, and she got back a little bit late. And that's why she was fumbling around in the kitchen earlier, wasting water and all the good stuff. But other than that, I don't see any questions that are up there. Those of you that are here, please like the videos, share, subscribe to the channel. That way you can continue to get the alerts when I go live again. But tomorrow, 7:30, we'll be here again. And I make sure I have something for you guys to see, understand them, and also some other tools that can continue to guide you through this process. So peace and blessings. Thank you guys for showing up for day 3, and we'll keep it moving.